welcome everyone. It's time for Let's Talk Theater, Toni.
Hey. We got another great show. You know what? Let me tell you something. When we first started doing this, I was like, okay, what are we going to talk about? Who are we going to have as guests? What are we going to say? You know, because theater is theater. But because I wanted to create a space where we not only talked about theater, but where it reflected on life.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think when you're led, I'm going to be honest, when you're led by the Spirit and you have a good place in your heart and you want to do good and you want to put good things out into the world, God, the universe, God, whatever you call him, her, makes this stuff happen.
That's for sure. I think there's an inexhaustible amount of wonderful people we can talk to. I really do.
Yeah. Well, you've been doing this for a minute. Now I've been podcasting, but you've been podcasting in the creative space for quite some time. So
I've been podcasting when it was a podcast with me and my phone talking to somebody, and I recorded it. So things have progressed quite a bit over the last few years.
You certainly have advanced in your technology.
What do you got to say now on the phone? Everyone that's out there, Let's Talk Theater. We are so excited that you're here. My name is Winston Wilson. I'm a board member of the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, and I'm here with the wonderful founder of the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, Toni Simmons Henson. We are super excited to have you this week. We are less than a month away from this year's Atlanta Black Theater Festival. We hope you've gotten your tickets so far. If you don't, please go ahead and get them, because this year's theater festival, and I'm not casting anything weird here, it's one of those things in your life where you're like, where was I when? Was I in the house when this thing occurred, when this moment occurred? And that's what it's going to be like this year. It's the 15th year. This is a celebration of the 15 years we've been doing this, Toni.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. And we were talking about news stories this past week, like what's in the news, or what can we pitch to the journalists of the arts and entertainment industry. And you said something that really stuck with me. You said, we can let them know that this 15 years, that we lasted 15 years. Nobody really cares. But I can tell you one thing, it certainly is a testimony, and it certainly is a miracle that we're celebrating 15 years.
I think I use a more incendiary word. I think I said we've survived over these last 15 years.
Yes, absolutely. We survived. And this podcast is an extension of the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. So for those of you who don't know about, tell us a little bit about, for people who are just tuning in for the first time, new audience members, tell us a little bit about the ABTF.
You know, the ABTF has been around 15 years. Toni and her sister started this many years. They have a wonderful performing arts background. But Toni saw what was happening in our world, especially when there's news stories associated with us, Black men and Black women. And she said, you know what, we need to have a safe space for us to tell our theater stories. And it started off here in Atlanta, Georgia, and it grew, and we migrated. We had a wonderful home for a number of years. Then COVID happened, and then things have happened since then. But ever since then, there's been thousands of people. There have been thousands of participants, many patrons, many producers. We've had dignitaries of all kinds come and be part of the festival. And to me, for me being around for 7 or 8 of those 15 years, I think it's 8 years now, what I've learned is that people who come to the festival not only come to hear the great stories, but they come for the embrace of the festival itself. They can see the energy we bring around each other, and that to me is one of the reasons why people come to the festival.
You know, I agree with you. And I remember you were interviewing board members, and I remember one of the board members, and this is not, I didn't set you up to fluff me and gas me, but no, it feels good.
He's not getting any sale or anything like this. We're not part of the conversation.
I was really stalling for some time, but anyway, but I appreciate it. No, but one of the things that Wanda and I, when we talked about when we were planning the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, is for creating safe spaces. Now, everybody use that term now. It's cliche now, but 15 years ago, it wasn't. It was, and that was something that we talked about, because what we did was we actually went festival to festival to try to figure out what they were doing right. And then, of course, because I'm a theater lover, but I'm not trained in theater. I'm trained in business. So one of the things I know that you always sell people what they want to buy. So I went around looking to different festivals all over the world, and not just in the United States, but I even went to Edinburgh in Scotland, the biggest theater festival in the world. And I wanted to figure out, what is it that we do that can, what do people do that they do well? And then where are the gaps? What's missing? What is the need? And then particularly for Black theater. And then I went and sought out mentors like Michael Dinwiddie, may he rest in peace. My cousin Tarian Black, may he rest in peace. And then I had the unexpected moment of meeting the incomparable Woody King Jr., the King of Theater. And it was at Amiri Baraka's funeral, which was in 2013, I think, 2013 or 2014. And our families are friends. Like Amiri Baraka's from Newark, New Jersey, and my family is pretty prominent and from Newark, New Jersey. So my family member was responsible for hosting the repast. So my uncle, yes, may he rest in peace, he was responsible. So he hosted the repast. And so Woody King, of course, Mr. King was there. And I met him. I went up and introduced myself to him. He was sitting next to Glenn Turman, and he was sitting at Rome Neal, two real prominent people. Right. Yes. And I just walked up to him, and he was harsh and brass. And I don't know if anybody has ever experienced this. If you've ever met him, you probably have. He was harsh and brass, and but I didn't back down. I don't know why. I just felt like, and long story short, ended up producing two, not one, but two, co-produced with the legendary Woody King, two plays. Wow. Both at the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. And I'm just so honored to have graced his presence, watch him work. And so this journey, and I have tons of stories like that I like to share. But we do have a guest. We have two guests. I'm not sure where Rhonda is, but we have Evan. And let's start with the show and let everybody know about our wonderful guest. I'm going to read his bio to you. Evan McCreary, and how I encountered him this year. He is just absolutely delightful. He's an Afro-Latino artist, writer, director, and activist, passionate about telling stories that reflect the complexity of humanity. His play, All Rise, follows Valerie Williams, a mother fighting the criminal justice system after the loss of her son. Through her interracial family and an ensemble of actors, the play confronts racism, oppression, and injustice within American policing and the courts. Born from his belief in solidarity, All Rise invites audiences to witness, reflect, and ultimately leave with hope. That meaningful change is possible when we are willing to rise together. Now, he gave me that. I didn't write. He's truly a writer. Let's give it up for Evan McCreary.
Evan, welcome.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Toni.
No, that's what you gave me. No, I'm just kidding. I tweaked it. No, you deserve all the benefits of it. Go ahead, Winston.
No, thank you so much, Evan. It's so great to have you. I think we met Evan at least just recently as we were working just recently on the Dr. Doris Derby monologue competition, collegiate competition. And Toni, you mentioned those mentors that you've had in your life. And in the short period of time I had a chance to meet with Dr. Derby, she was a mentor for myself as well. And her legacy extends on in the future. And that's the reason why we're able to do that monologue competition. But back to you, Evan. We're super excited about All Rise. This is amazing. Like, well, tell us really, like, what was the, you heard it in your bio, but what was the spiritual genesis of you wanting to create this piece?
Well, funny enough, this story, this play, it started as a homework assignment. I was in my senior year of high school playwriting class, and our final was to write a original one-act piece. And I just remember I was struggling for weeks leading up to that, trying to figure out how to tell a story, how to put a dramatic piece of literature on stage that felt important and relevant and something that felt like it needed to be told and that hasn't been told before. And I remember my instructor, Miss Annie Kaiser, she encouraged me one day to just write from my heart and write something that felt real and that moved me as the writer. And that night, the very first draft, it was very poorly written because I probably wrote it between 12 and 3 in the morning. But that first draft came out that night, and I started tweaking it the rest of the week. And and then we actually read them aloud with our classmates and with a cast of our peers by the end of that week. And from there, the show sort of took on a life of its own. And in that journey and in that life, now it has brought me here to ABTF, and I'm so excited about that.
That is so wonderful. It really is. For those of you who don't know, when you come to the ABTF, we are one of the places that are incubators for great stories like Evan to have their very first opportunity to be read and or produced. And Evan, what you shared with us is unbelievably inspiring. It really is. Tell us a little bit about how the cast. Is it a big cast? I know it's a reading that you're having. Tell us about the cast and the composition of the cast of All Rise.
Well, to be honest, at this moment in time, the cast is still coming together, but the actors that I do have right now, I'm very excited about. They're incredibly talented and have such range and versatility and nuance to be able to really bring these characters to life and tell their stories and honor the arcs that I hope I have been able to write and incorporate. And I couldn't be more excited to have these actors come together and present this piece to ABTF. And regarding the characters, there's actually quite a lot of characters within the script, and there's a lot of double, triple casting.
Wow.
There's when I wrote it, there's the lead characters, and then there's a lot of characters that are supposed to be more symbolic or representative and sort of embody certain ideologies and perspectives, and those characters get to interact with the lead and the supporting characters in a very unique way that I'm very excited to present.
That's awesome. For those of you who are listening to us, please feel free to send us any comments you have. We appreciate all comments. And you can ask Evan any questions you might have for him or any questions about the ABTF in general. We definitely want to hear all of your comments of all kinds, because that's what we really do well, is that we really embrace each other. Evan, those comments were phenomenal. Toni, what do you got?
I'm just thinking about your process, and I'm thinking of, and I'm not going to ask you that question because I really think that's a question that's everybody asks. I'm going to go a little deeper. I want to know, really, you've gotten this opportunity to share. First of all, I want to shout out. Wait a minute. Did I hear casting call that you have some parts available? How many parts do you have available?
Yeah, I hear that.
I have between 2 and 3 parts that I'm still looking to.
All right, so actors, if you are in the audience and you are looking for a to be a part of something really special, go ahead and join our email list, and I will send you the link. So you need to do that, and you need to check the box that says interested in acting and submissions. So I'm going to put that link up in a minute, but after I finish my question. But if you're an actor and you're listening, then we are casting. Evan has 2 or 3 for this dramatic reading. Evan has 2 or 3 spots available. So that sounds good to me. But I really want to know, Evan, and I'm so excited about this piece. When I read and I reviewed it, it passed the litmus test for our submissions. When I read, I thought it was interesting. But first I want to say, did it win some kind of recognition or awards? Am I recalling correctly?
So in the journey of this piece so far, it had its first opportunity. Well, let me back up a little bit. Actually, after reading it in my senior in my senior year, I then got to turn around, and I was fortunate enough to get to direct it at the high school that I attended. And then from there, it went to the Pacific Northwest Multicultural Reader Series and Film Festival in Portland, which is where I'm currently based. And then after that, it lingered in Portland for a little bit, and now it's at ABTF.
All the way across the country. Wow.
All the way across the country.
Right.
I think you might be the youngest. I think he might be the youngest we've ever had produce a reading at the festival. What do you think?
I think so. I'm just surprised, Evan, when you shared that you were working on the first draft from 12 to 3 a.m. Then I was like, wait a minute. Did he say he did that entire draft in that first sitting? That was amazing.
It was several edits later. It's what it is now.
Yeah, underscore several. I get it. So let me give it to my deeper question. What does theater mean to you right now? What does this whole journey mean to you?
I think theater to me means it's you know, in a society where there's so much conversation about barriers and boundaries and languages and different people and different this and that and division and so much animosity and confusion and suspicion, theater is really where we create those bridges. And I think we've done so since the first people walked this earth. It's how we've told our stories. It's how we've captured our history and have passed it from generation to generation and have communicated with each other across languages and across oceans and boundaries and even history. Even today, Shakespeare's still relevant, and that's just one example of what theater means. And I think that it means to challenge ourselves to be open and to listen and engage and to focus on people and humanity and challenge us all to do that, whether it's laugh together or cry together. It's really about people, and that is what I think that the essence of theater is.
That's amazing.
Wait a minute, how old are you? How old are you? Because you sound like you're 80, but you don't look 80.
I heard a great teacher once say that older people should learn from young people to share, and then older people obviously should share what they know with younger people. And Evan, what you just shared there was amazing in regards to what we can all listen to. And if you ask me what that teacher's name was, he was not an official teacher, but many will remember his name as a guy named KRS-One. But Evan, please don't try to put in your head.
Philosopher. Great
Philosopher from New York from back in the day. But we should all learn from what you just said.
Yeah.
We really should. You know,
Let
what
me-
inspired? Go ahead.
Let me follow up question. What do you wish established theater makers understood about your generation?
I think one thing that I wish established theater makers knew or learned was, or is that that I think there's a lot of there's a perception, whether justified or not, about young people and my generation, and sort of an idea that we are very detached and very consumed with social media and technology, and I wish that older generations and theater makers listened a little more and realized that for a lot of people my age, I think that there is a lot of care and consideration and compassion and empathy and a lot more worldliness and presence and understanding than I think young people are sometimes given credit for, which is one reason why I'm so thrilled about being a part of ABTF, because where else in the world does a college student get the chance to present alongside established veterans of theater and really be accepted as equal and given that respect and that seat at the table, because I think when we do have those seats available, there is a lot of cross-generational conversation that can happen, and that's where real change can happen, is when we have all of these voices and perspectives together.
Wow. I so look forward to shaking your hand. Evan,
I just want to give you a hug right now as a mom. I just want to give you a big hug.
Soon, wow. 27 days.
That's exactly right. So I think we might have another person that's waiting for us backstage. I wanted to ask you a question, Evan, based on, and I know this is in the context of your life. Tell us of a story that's inspired you, like whether it's a theater story or something else that's really stuck with you.
Well, okay,
theater, anywhere.
Slight theater. It's theater related. Okay. It's actually what I think made me fall in love with theater and with live theater. I remember I was born and raised in Colorado, and for anyone who doesn't know, we can get some crazy weather and snow at any month during the year in Colorado. And I remember one winter I was in elementary school and we had a blizzard, and during the school day, so everyone was kind of already trapped at school, and they canceled recess that day, which for all of us crazy small children was the end of the world. So I remember a lot of the teachers were scrambling, figuring out what to do to get us all to simmer down a little. And the choir teacher, she had a projector in her room, and she had a collection of old DVDs. And I remember she played one, and it was the stage capture of the West End production of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats. Oh. And I don't remember much of anything else that day except watching Elaine Page perform Memory. And there was just something about that performance, about the all of the production components, the costume, the stage, the lights, that just, I think, really awoke something inside of me to want to discover more about theater and want to eventually decide to do this for the rest of my life. Wow. But yeah, that was a theater story that still stays with me to this day.
That is so cool. You said something that made me smile a little bit there, Evan. You said that she had some old DVDs. To me, for some people, like myself, DVDs did not exist when I was at a certain point. So I thought that was kind of cool that you said that.
That means we're old.
Yes, yes, 100% qualified. We are really old.
Oh boy.
We can talk about the things that did not exist before.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what do you if you had a magic wand and you were able to just ask anybody just ask for anything you wanted, what is it that you would want to do with this work, All Rise? What would you want for it? I mean, let's go all the way, your wildest dream for All Rise.
My wildest dream is probably Broadway. I think I've dreamt of Broadway since I was a little kid. I think whether this be the show that gets me there, knock on wood. I'm sitting on a wooden table, so I'm knocking right now. Whether this be the show that gets me there, or if there's another opportunity down the line, I would love for that opportunity to present itself. But what I've realized in the process of sharing this story and all of the sort of opportunities that it's had and surprises that have come my way, including ABTF, it's shown me that there's space for this story, and that there's a desire for people to want to see this story and want to hear it. And to be completely honest, when I wrote it, I turned it in for a homework assignment. It was just, I wanted the grade, and that was it. I never imagined a career as a playwright at the time. I was strictly focused on acting, and I just happened to have a side passion for writing, but I never thought to combine the two until that class. And I think this play has shown me that that what I want most for it is to just continue to share it with people. And someday, I hope that this play is no longer relevant. I think that's what I want most of all with this play, is that there will be a day where All Rise is a relic of its time, and not something that continues to happen every single day across the country in one iteration or another.
Wow. I have a very hard-hitting question for you, Evan. It's really hard-hitting. What was the grade that you got when you turned the assignment?
Funny enough, I actually don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Which I think
sure.
points to where
The dog ate my homework answer. I know. I got 4 kids. I know.
Evan, we were about to call out your teacher.
Remember. Come on.
You didn't get an A. We're about to call her out, so you're gonna have to redo that grade.
I mean, because this is either a confirmation or
pretty
a
sure
revenge
it was an
moment.
Pretty sure it was an A.
Okay.
Awesome.
That was great. You got a low grade. You can say, "Hey, how you like me now?"
We're gonna call out your teacher on live theater on YouTube. Say, hey, you gotta give Evan the right grade. He's going to ABTF. So,
But I almost want you to have gotten an F, because then it'd be like,
it's a whole story.
it would be like a really good story, right? A really good backstory.
Well, it's funny. It was I got an A on the grade, but then actually when producing it at the high school for real, when it was selected for production my senior year, there was a lot of attempts to water the script down. And I actually remember one day my instructors had said they came to me with a long list of changes that they wanted me to make to the show, and essentially said that if I didn't, that they were going to not let the show go on. And I spoke with my cast, and they unanimously told me that we have to present it the way that it's written or not at all. And not only was that really powerful because it showed me that not only did my peers really respect and want to honor the show, but it showed me that it was all the more important to tell that story and to fight for it. But yeah, so getting to come to ABTF now is kind of like you were just saying, it's the little revenge arc.
Evan, what you just described, that is what happened after with those folks who wanted to edit your story. That in of itself is a story. That in of itself is I would go to see that play, because of you writing a story like this and someone wanting to edit is a small word for what I really want to say. Where they really want to take your work, and you and your cast fought for it. That's fantastic. That's what theater is all about. And it's a great introduction to the world of theater.
It is a wonderful introduction, and I'm going to share a short story because I do have a revenge story. That I got two revenge stories. I'm a poet, and I if y'all don't mind listening, I'm a poet, and when I wrote a poem when I was in elementary school, I think it was in sixth grade. No, it wasn't fifth and sixth, because those were my favorite teachers. Maybe it was a fourth grade. I think it was a fourth grade, and I've written a poem, and the person, the teacher accused me of plagiarizing, and I was like, no, I didn't plagiarize this. I wrote this. It's from my head. And she told me to write. I got punished anyway. I don't remember the end of the story, but I put my pen down. And I didn't pick it up until I was 50 years old. And when I turned 55, 56, I forget, 7 years ago, I wrote a book. And it was a poetic memoir, became a best-selling book. It hit Amazon's #1 spot 4 times. So, so those of you who are out there and somebody's telling you that, or accusing you or whatever, we must tell our stories. Tell your story. Fight for your work. Fight for your voice. And I also want to add to that, that's why we don't get a lot of sponsorships. The Atlanta Black Theater Festival does not filter. And I wrote a little blog about this. I posted it on my Facebook page. And I wrote about how the industry, the people who hold the purses, most of the purses in this world, are typically people who want you to water down your story. They don't want to have you question your lived experience. And so, unfortunately, particularly in the arts, it's the most racist institution. I don't know why I always choose racist institutions to be a part of, but I believe the arts are racist. There's racism in the arts. I mean, profound racism. And so our money does not go to the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. Stories, we don't get stories in the mainstream media. And and for me, so that's why when I talked about at the beginning how this is a miracle. It is a miracle, God-led miracle that we're at 15 years. And I have so many stories to share what got us to this point. But one of the things I can honestly say that got us to this point, yep, here it is, it's come to the ass, is you people in the audience who have donated and supported the Atlanta Black Theater Festival by buying a ticket, by telling your friends and spreading the word. You're making it, and I'm turning to commercial, but I just feel so passionate about this. You're making voices like Evan's come to the stage. We're providing a platform for Evan because of people like you. Supporting this festival, and I want you to go see his play. It's a dramatic reading. It is a reading, but you may be sitting in the audience of the next big thing. You very well may be sitting in art, and I believe that. Whatever, wherever this journey takes you, that your future is bright, Evan. Your
Yeah.
future is bright. I just want to make that comment. I don't have any questions. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
To put a finer point on what you just said, Toni. You know, theater has been around for a long period of time. When I was at your point, Evan, there was nowhere. There was nowhere. There was no such thing as an ABTF or an International Black Theater Festival. None of those things existed at all in those days whatsoever. And the fact that they do exist today, and that there are places for you and for many people to come and listen to your work, that to me is the grateful part of what's happened over these last decades, if you will. And you, when you come to the show, you're actually honoring by getting a ticket and coming to see Evan's show and all the other great stuff. You're like honoring those people who've done a whole bunch to get to that point. And to your point, Toni, the racism hasn't vanished; it's just changed. It's just different. But where it is now is that we've got a power to tell Evan's story, to tell the other stories that exist, and have you sit inside of the row. When you come to see an ABTF row, and maybe I'm laying it on a certain way, I don't care if it sounds thick or not, I don't care, is that you're not just coming to sit in rows. Even though you're sitting in rows, it's like you're sitting in around. It's like you're sitting around with other people who are watching the theater together in that kind of way. So please, when you come to see this kind of show, you're going to have a blast. Yeah. So Evan, real quick, tell us, and just as an education for me, maybe this is a personal question for me. What are you into now? Like, what's like the cool show or cool thing that you're into now? Maybe this is you're teaching me something I don't know about the world.
What am I into right now? I think my latest fixation is I've been watching a lot of Christopher Nolan movies.
There
I
you
just
go.
watched The Odyssey, so I've been kind of catching up, and yeah, I think, and I'm trying to get more into reading too, and starting with the classics, and yeah, I have a lot of different things that I'm interested in. Maybe too many things, but I think that when we open our minds up in all sorts of different directions, that's when we can find the most sparks of inspiration sometimes.
That's awesome. I am a big Christopher Nolan fan as well. You know, and don't feel a certain way about all the stuff that you're into. There's some famous quote that's like, "Jack of all spades," or what's it? "Jack of all spades, master of none." But that's not the whole quote, because the next part of the quote that no one ever says is better than the master of one. No one ever says that part. So being involved with other things is really a powerful thing.
Well, you know what? I just noticed the note. I want to tell Rhonda. Rhonda is in the audience. Rhonda, that's the wrong link. Go back to your email and check the link. You're in the audience. We want you backstage. So go to your email. If you're in the audience, please check the link and come on backstage so we can talk to you. I'm going to do a rapid fire with you, Evan. All right. So here it is, real quick. A playwright everybody should know.
Jackie Sibley's Drury.
Ooh. A role you love to play.
Orpheus in Hadestown.
Ooh.
Dream role.
Comedy or drama?
Both.
Broadway or 99 seat theater?
Both.
You can't say both. You got to say one or the other.
Okay, which, okay. Broadway.
A story that needs to be told right now.
All rise as an advertiser.
All rise. Come on, you cannot say that. Come on.
He's just doing a pregnant pause. That's all he was doing, Toni.
I'll do another one. For more information, visit www.allriseplay.com.
Okay, I'm going to try to put that in the chat. And then one word for the future of Black theater.
Exciting.
I love it. I absolutely love it. If you don't have anything else, I don't know what happened to Rhonda. Let me just clap it up for this incredible young man. If you have anything else you want to add, Winston?
I just want to tell you, I am
Rhonda.
very thankful. Rhonda is coming. She heard her name. She is doing. So she is doing this. So I'm glad that she's popped in.
Yeah, so we'll do 2 segments. We'll just hold up for Rhonda. But I just want to say thank you so much, Evan. You are definitely an incredible young man, and I want you to know you have a community here at the ABTF. We can't wait to meet you. We can't wait to support your work and see what the future holds. Okay?
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me, not only on the podcast, but as part of the festival. I can't wait to meet you both in person and be a part of the magic.
Absolutely.
Evan.
Oh man, I'm blown away. The future is bright. The future is bright. But I'm going to introduce our next guest. Rhonda Wilson is an award-winning educator, arts advocate, and founding executive director of the Star Center Theater in Gainesville, Florida. For more than 2 decades, she's expanded access to theater and arts education for young people, families, and underserved communities. Her leadership has earned recognition as a Toni Award and Carnegie Mellon Excellence in Theater Education finalist, a National Youth Director of the Year, and recipient of the Governor's Award for Community Investment in Youth, and that's for the state of Florida. A passionate champion for equity and cultural preservation, Wilson continues to use theater education and mentorship to uplift diverse voices and strengthen our and all communities. Let's give it up for Rhonda Wilson.
Hi, everybody. Sorry.
Hi, Rhonda.
Rhonda.
Mm-hmm.
How you guys doing?
Good. Do you have headphones?
Hold on. Let me grab them.
All right. Well, she grabs them. Rhonda, I've been knowing Rhonda for, probably since the beginning of the festival. And she is everywhere. She's incredible work with young people. She's a teacher and as well as the founder of the Star Center Theater in Gainesville, as I said in the
bio.
In the bio. And she's been bringing work to the festival since day one. So let's hope this works. Are you okay, Rhonda? You set up?
She says she's still getting herself together.
Okay.
I have headphones. I can see if it works.
I hope this works. All right, go ahead.
I was going to say one thing that was unbelievably inspiring about Evan was the fact that he is so positive about what the future looks like. And it's really, really refreshing. A lot of times our youth, they cast aspersions on our youth, saying that our youth are all this or all that. And he's not that. He is definitely looking forward to the future in the most brightest way possible.
Yeah,
and
I agree with you.
I was very inspired by him, for sure.
I agree with you.
I can hear you.
Good. Yeah, that's much better. Can you adjust your camera?
Okay, I got to sit back down. I was standing up.
Okay.
Great to have you.
All right. Can you guys hear me still?
Yes, you sound good.
It's still echo. You might want to leave and come back in again.
Leave out?
Yeah, leave out and then come back in again.
Okay.
One thing I will say, Toni, when I hear about Rhonda and Evan, and we're the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, but neither of them are from Atlanta, so Florida and from the West Coast. So I'm saying to myself, I'm glad that Atlanta is where our light is, right? Where it shines from. But over years, we're not really the Atlanta Black Theater Festival in the truest of sense. Many people know of us all over this country.
They do. All over the world.
Yeah.
Now I'm echoing. but talk more about our journey.
I would just add to that. Since I've been involved, I've heard so many people who've come from all over. We have had people, for those of you who have been part of the ABTF for a while, you've heard of theater people who've come all the way from Africa to be part of the ABTF. And that tells me something, and maybe it tells you something too, is that we really need to think about how do we grow our stories all over the world. And I've been witness to that. And that's one of the things that I've loved so much about this.
Absolutely. And that's another thing that I want to do. I want to expand that platform. And I say this, I always say I'm retiring, then I have this new idea that comes up. But I really do want to expand the platform. I met with, we do annual trips to Ghana. For those of you who don't know, an arm of the Atlanta Black Theater Festival is ABTF Travels. That's a private company. And so it's run by my husband and I. And what we do is we take people to Ghana or Africa, annual trips to Africa. Of course, Winston, you've been with us. And they're life-changing. They're absolutely transformative. And I'm so excited to have those types of connections and the opportunities that are opening up for us to produce internationally are just mind-blowing. So if you're not a part of the community and you are an artist and you want to be a part of this community, and what we're trying to do is to connect the diaspora, let me tell you something. The arts is not something you have to convince people to be a part of. Right. in countries from around the world, particularly in Africa. It is so yeah, join the community, because I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed at what we're doing.
It has transformed my life personally, and I know many who have gone feel the same way. Welcome back, Rhonda. Hopefully we can hear you. I think you're still working on her tech a little bit there.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I'm here. Hi, everybody. Again.
It's still an echo.
It's still an echo. It's a headphone. I'm not sure why.
We're going to continue on unless you wanted to go out and come back in, Toni.
I did that. So I'm not sure.
Well, we are glad to have you, Rhonda. Tell us, I know Toni just gave us this really phenomenal introduction about who you are. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Hopefully you can hear us well.
Oh, I can hear well.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about... tell us about what you got coming on with the ABTF this year.
Okay, for ABTF is a show that I absolutely love, and I brought before. Eclipse by Denai Guerrera. It's a pretty relevant show. It's about resilience, the reason Black or women overcoming the Civil War, being captive. But also it can be carried into other areas, even in America, even here. So I just love the show, and it's well written, phenomenal actresses, and I'm just glad to be able to bring it back, and for Toni wanting us to come back.
Well, you know what, and thank you, Winston, that worked. One of the things that I get to do is see great plays and meet great people like you. I just want to say that. I am a fan of yours and your work, because you work miracles. You brought, how many kids did you bring for the phenomenal play? Was it 3 years ago? It
had to be about close to 25. I think.
It was, come on, she brought them from Gainesville, Georgia.
Florida.
And they were, Florida. I always say that. I'm sorry.
Because there is Gainesville, Georgia.
I'm sure other people say it too. Gainesville, Florida. And you brought 25 children to do, what was the name of the show? It was
Once on This Island. One of my favorite musicals is Lynn Ahrens and Stephen Flattery. They did Ragtime, Susical. They've done all those shows. That's a role.
Yes. And so it was a wonderful piece. It won an award. Those kids walked away with
Best of the Fest.
A best of the fest for what category? Do you remember the category?
It was the main stage. We did main stage.
It was a production. It was best production, which is different. It wasn't best of the fest. It was best of the fest for production, which is significant. It's not insignificant.
It's right over here somewhere. The award is sitting over here somewhere.
So congratulations to you for that. That's a festival favorite award. And so one of the things that I think that is important for us to know that, or for people to know about you, is you're doing theater in a place in a space that really is very, very. I don't want to mess that up for you.
It's become difficult. Yes.
I was going to
because say I'm really a proponent of plays for people like us, or underrepresented, I should say, because there's not a lot. Because I'm in Mid-Central Florida, and you know where we are. We're in Florida, and there's arts around, there are theaters around. And the reason I founded the Star Center, now it's 26 years ago, was because there weren't enough opportunities for people like me or other artists of color, or not to be a part of a theater company. Yes, they would maybe put you'll be a tree on the left, or, background, which is fine. Nothing's wrong with being in the ensemble, but we also had great stories to tell, and those stories weren't being told. So I think that I'm not saying other theaters have to always do a Black show. It shouldn't be that. It should just be a show. And it just so happens to be Black actors in the show. So I think that our stories are worthy, and I'm intentional about making sure people hear those stories, because if they don't hear them, they'll never know. We just closed the show today. So I'm always trying to make sure there's space for us. And I know that we're going to be in good hands. People like Evan, I just listened to him, and he's a phenomenal. And we need young people to be that serious and that committed to this art, or it will die. It will die. So we have to be committed and continue to teach and train our children that, Broadway is a great goal, but even that is not guaranteed anymore, because shows open in 1 month and they close in the next month, but you have to be committed to your art. And so I was told you can do your art almost everywhere. You can do it in the living room if you have to, in the park. And when I started, that's what I did. I went from park to park, community center to community center. The theaters will allow me to use their space on their dark nights, and that's what you have to do to sell your product. It's like being a car salesman. And when they hear your story, they realize, I didn't know, I never heard. Yes, because you have to listen to our stories. We have great stories to tell. And as you get older, you stop, as a performer, as you get older, you don't just do shows because you would do show after show after show after show, regardless of what it was. Now it has to mean something to you. And we have to leave that story. And that's what I want people to leave when they leave our theater space or the theater space. And I'm so glad for the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, because people hear stories like that. And I was just at the International Black Theater Festival, and you hear so many of these Black playwrights, and we never hear those shows because people don't do them. So I think opportunities to hear them, because I've always liked new shows. I love new shows, and I started. I found shows at those festivals to bring back to Gainesville. So I'm just excited. I'm excited.
Wow, I am thankful for you, Rhonda. All the stuff that you've done in your career, and all the stuff you continue to do. I'm super thankful for all of it. So, but I wanted to lean into something you just said in regards to all the stories you've been part of. From your viewpoint, what is it when you say this story is really good? Like, what are some of the characteristics of that from your perspective when you hear stories? This story is phenomenal. What is that for you?
See, for me, what I say is phenomenal. If it tells a human story that I can relate to, or that audience member that's sitting in the back can relate to. And that's what carries people out of the theater. I mean, they may sing and dance, some of the other stuff, but when it hits home and they can identify with a character that is in that story and can take it on. And a story like Eclipse, if they hear the plight of those women, and they can go out and become an advocate for women, whether they become actors, that's not what we're trying to do, but if they can become an advocate for a group women that are being trafficked, or they can give to an organization that's helping those women. That's what theater should do. It should move you. We should do plays that move people to do things for a purpose. And yes, entertainment is great. I'm all about entertainment and losing yourself in a space. But also, we don't want to spend 2 or 3 months working on a show and sit in a place for 3 hours and take nothing with us. So when I start doing drama, and I love dramas, I love historical, rooted in history. They don't have to be true history, but they could be rooted in our history. And I think those are important even for our children, because we're losing that. And if I'm in Florida, so I know we're losing some of that. So if you've heard the news, you kind of know where we are. So we want to continue to tell those stories you learn in and through the arts. So I really believe that. I really believe that.
I believe that. I mean, you're saying so much. There's so much in my head right now. Because for one, you've gotten your accolade, you've gotten your flowers.
Yeah.
So many awards, and I'm so proud to know you. And I'm fanning out right now, I guess, Rhonda, because you're so down to earth. You're so cool, but you have done so much freaking work in the last 26 years. You've gotten your flowers, but I don't think you've gotten them enough, honestly. But you don't do it for the award.
No, you can't
do it. You do the work for the sake of art. And that's what you teach young people. And I absolutely love that about you. I don't know, and I'm always commenting and not questioning, but I don't know. I don't know anybody who knows more about theater than you, quite honestly.
Oh.
I don't know. You're probably definitely in the top 5 people that I know that knows about so much theater. And we had Eclipse there. We had Eclipse in the festival. What year were you in the festival?
Ooh, it's over here. I don't remember.
That was
it was before COVID. It
was
right?
before the pandemic. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So 19, 18,
maybe 2019. But then we brought it back. We brought it because it was so good.
So it had to be 8, maybe it was 18, and then we came back in 19. Seemed like we came back in the spring of this next year.
And then we brought it as an encore. So It's like, I think the festival, did we produce it 3 times or twice? 3 times?
I brought it the first time, and then you produced it for like, I think it was I want to say it was 2 weeks, but I'm not sure. But we came back. Yeah, we came back for an encore. Then we went to Douglas for 1 week. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went around.
So,
we became a touring company.
So this is the 3rd affiliation with the ABTF. And why is it? Because it is that good. And let me tell y'all something. It is the hottest ticket on our roster next to Exhibit. Yes, okay. Next to Exhibit. I actually sent out an e-blast this past week. The hot ticket. If you're gonna wait, you're gonna miss it. That's all I'm gonna say. You wait.
Make sure you get your tickets.
It's so well written. And you just feel so much for each one of the women. You take something for one of them. You may not identify with all of them, but there's one there that you're gonna. There's a younger one. There's an older one, but they're all young women, but have been held captive, and we can see that. We can attribute that to women being trafficked in our own communities. And Florida is kind of one of the biggest places for trafficking. Even in south of us is Ocala. They say that's one of the biggest markets for human trafficking, because it's on that I-75 corridor, and that's the truck route. I mean, it's so sad that we're still doing that, but theater should bring that to people's attention. And then maybe you'll go out and do something. We say, just do it, just do something. You don't have to be in the play. You just do something. Talk to that neighbor, talk to that kid, or just be a mentor for someone. So that's what I want theater to do. And that's the important part of it.
That hurts my spirit every time I hear about that trafficking world, Rhonda. It's just human beings. It's 2026. Stop messing with other human beings. Stop trafficking. This ain't got nothing to do with what we're talking about. But trafficking and slavery and all this stuff that still exists, stop doing it. It's massively annoying. And it's not what the Creator has in store for any of us. I wanted to put a fine point on something you said earlier in regards to the theater experience itself. And I want you to react to something I said recently and see what your thoughts on it. I shared that every time I go to see a show, I walk out as a different person slightly. And since you've done so many shows and you've been part of many shows, I wanted to get your thoughts about that comment.
That is so true. I mean, Eclipse definitely. But we've done so many shows that I would say it could be The Color Purple, it could be Dreamgirls, it could be even The Wiz and its entertainment value. There's still a person that's longing to go home, and she's with these friends that she can't. You have to look at the underlying, the subtext of those shows and get something human out of it. It's not just a little fairy tale or something. Even in a fairy tale, you can find something, but you don't want to leave the same as you came in. And if you are, then something's not happening on that stage. That's what I say. That's what I believe. Something is not clicking if you go in there leaving the same way. You come out.
I can tell you that the Eclipse certainly fills that, checks all those boxes, and I love the piece. I love the work. Denai Guerrera, so people will know, she played Okoye. What is it, Captain or Sergeant or General Okoye in the Black Panther.
Yeah.
And Walking Dead. Some people know it from Walking Dead. Yes. So she's an actress and a playwright. She has other plays too out there too that are human stories, even though they're based in Africa. They are American to any human.
And I think what I love about it, and I've only seen your interpretation of it. Okay. How is yours different or similar to the Broadway play?
The themes are the same. The resilience is the same. And you have different actors, so they bring different things to it. And I even find, every time I do it, I find another nuance that I missed. How did I miss that? Even in what they say. So I try to bring that. It's simplistic as far as set and props and things like that. But the story of these people, each one of these women is so different. And they bring so much more. They bring their own personalities to this piece. It's only 5 women. The educated young girl and the other women who have been enslaved so long or held captive so long till they only know what they've been hearing from their groomer. I call them groomers, and that's what they know. So we have to, I think, other than the themes are the same, but definitely different dynamics, different beats when they deliver lines because they feel it differently, and that's okay. It's okay. We're not trying to copy a movie or play. We don't want that. We want to be able to use what we have. That's why you pay rights for the script, so you can do your own thing. I don't know why people want to copy the same thing because you didn't pay. Why you pay rights if you're going to do the same thing? I can just listen to the album, or I can just watch the movie. So we want to bring our own, especially when you're in a community, because it hits different in different communities. It definitely hits different in different communities. So that's how I feel.
To me, that's what gives credence to your brilliance. The fact that you can take a piece and not be, that was on Broadway, and not be intimidated by it. That I'm a fan. I'm telling you, I'm a freaking fan.
And you can't be. Well, you be a fan. You write me a letter of recommendation so I can help direct something.
Always, anytime. I get those requests all the time. I would love to.
But I will say this, Toni. You saying you're a fan, but you're one of my people that I look to, because I always say, I kind of try to push myself into, I work in other theaters, and I'm always trying to get them. For years, I was trying to get them to do stuff like this. And then you told me, you said you can't keep trying to make people do things that that's not their mission to do, or they don't, not that they don't care about you. It's just that that's not what they do. Stop pushing yourself into spaces where you're really not wanted, but do your own thing. And that's kind of why I started doing what I do here and being more intentional about what I present here, because I know they're not going to do it, and I'm going to stop trying to push those pieces into those spaces. Yes, they may do Raisin in the Sun. Yes, other theaters may do, I don't know, 8 Misbehaving or something like that. Great. They're great shows. but there's stories that have they'll do Fences, you know, those kind of shows, but there are other great stories out there. And I heard there was 32 play readings at the International Festival, and you have so many readings, and I've gotten shows from all of these places. And it's amazing that the talent and the brilliance of some of these people, and they're not being heard. I wish there was we could do a festival every year of those things that on the larger scale, worldwide. I know Atlanta has it, but internationally they have it once a year. That's the Black Theater Festival. But if people could just
they have it in North Carolina. They have it every other year.
Yeah,
we're every year.
You're every year.
Yeah, and there's Fade to Black. She supports playwrights in Houston, and I believe the Columbus Black Theater Festival is still going.
Okay.
We haven't heard anything from DC lately, but
there's
also one in Seattle. There's one in Seattle, the Pacific. I think
I did something with that one. I was a facilitator or something on that, but it was online.
And then there's also, is it Seattle or
there's a Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, the Pacific Northwest. I don't think it's in Seattle. I think it's in Oregon, Portland. And then there is another theater festival, Shades of Black. I think it's Shades. I forget the name of it.
I may have seen that on
Mary McCallum and
okay.
And to see some.
See, I've done her show.
Oh.
So I found it at the Atlanta Theater Festival. And we did it here. It was here.
That's awesome. Toni, I know you have some rapid fire questions for Rhonda. Yeah. I'm excited about this. She's on mute, but she's going to pop on and tell you those in a second. You ready, Toni, with your rapid fire?
Yes, I am. Okay. A playwright everyone should know.
Lynn Nottage.
Top Dog, Underdog. Is that
Yep. Lynn Nottage, Intimate Apparel, Vera Star.
Intimate Apparel. Yep. I told you.
That's the new one. I can say August Wilson, but everybody knows that. We'll go there. Lynn Nottage. She's a female.
A role that should be that should be a contemporary playwright. All right. Role you would love to play. Now you act your butt off too. So
that I haven't played or that I played.
That you played or haven't played.
Oh, that I played that people don't know is Caroline and Caroline or Change, and Celie in The Color Purple.
I think I saw you in Celie in The Color. I did. I saw you. I came down to see that. Yeah. Yes. Comedy or drama?
Oh, drama. Definitely, hands down.
Broadway or 99 seat theater?
Depends on the show. Yeah, every show doesn't fit a large space. It takes away. It makes you not be a part of it, but it depends on the space.
Which is why I absolutely love that Eclipse is coming to the new LaTanya Richardson Jackson and Samuel L. Jackson Performing Arts Center at Spelman College. I love that.
I'm so excited.
It is a brilliant, intimate space. Another shameless plug. A story that needs to be told right now.
Ooh, story that is already written or just in general?
I didn't even think about that. Just do both.
Oh man, a story that needs to be told right now. I think people are telling. I wish people would hear it. There's a reading that I heard. It's called Borderline, about an immigration attorney and his young daughter, a white immigration attorney, opposed to a Black mother and her 16-year-old son. She parks herself on his lawn because he's helping them not be. That's her border. He's trying to escape, do asylum from East LA, and he's not helping her. And that was what that reading was about. It was so I'm in East LA. Why you're not helping me? It was called Borderline. 4 characters.
Wow, that sounds producible.
Yes, Yep.
You better get it before I do. Or we can
I'm gonna
both
give
get
you
it.
I'll give you the information. I'll give you the information.
We can both do it. And then the last question, one word for the future of Black theater.
keep telling our stories. Like I'm taking it from you. We must tell our stories. In order for them to get it, we must tell our stories. I know that people, these new kids are in these programs at schools because it's so integrated. They do a lot of other stories and they don't really do the other stuff, but somewhere in there, we must have them hear our stories. They must tell them, or we're going to lose them. Yeah.
Whew, Rhonda, so much. And I want to point to another thing that we're doing, and this was encouraged. This was encouraged by you, girl. You. Okay. We opened up the ABTF for a collegiate showcase. Mm-hmm. So we've got, if y'all don't already know, Claflin University from Orangeburg, South Carolina. We've got Hampton University, Morehouse State, and the fourth one is Spelman.
Oh, okay.
Those 4 colleges will be showcasing works and this is the first time. So this is an inaugural. So if you're not there, you can say you were there. I mean, if you're not coming, you can't say you were there. But if you're coming, you can say you were there.
That's amazing.
This is our opening into, because you've always been encouraging me to get younger and younger audiences on stage. And we've had this conversation so many times. So this is our beginning. We're going to start with the colleges, and then we're going to try to move to younger audiences, high schools, and maybe even middle schools. So I don't know. It'll happen sometime. Y'all know I'm trying to retire, but I got all this work to do.
You can't retire.
I can't do it without you. I cannot do it without people like you, Rhonda, without people like you, Winston, without people in the audience, people who support us, who come out. And I hate to use the word support because that's just one-sided. You get so much out of coming to the ABTF. You get more than you give. I mean, we got $20 tickets right now. $20, $30, $35 tickets. And by the way, tickets go up Friday. They go up. Saturday, the early bird is over, because what we try to do is make it accessible to everybody. We're not trying to make money. We're trying to make a difference. We're not trying to make money. We're trying to make a difference. So I love you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Sorry about
it. So inspirational. So inspirational. We so look forward to seeing you. And for all of you, when we started off this chat today, we told you got to be in the audience. This is not one of those things you can say, well, I can't go to. No, you got to be there, because like what Rhonda and what Evan said earlier, your life gets changed. So lean into what we're saying today. Listen in, get those tickets, because those tickets are going to go by fast. And you be like, oh yeah, I didn't get. No, you've got to be there. You got to come out in your dress or whatever you want to, because we want to see you. We want to say, you know what? Thank you, family, for being part of this. And next week, Toni, I know we've got another show coming up as we get closer to the festival this year. And I think this is another banger coming up this year. You were muted, Toni, when you were saying that.
I said, yes, another banger next Sunday. We're going to have representatives from all 4 of those colleges that I just named up. They're going to talk about opportunities in theater. We're going to talk about what it means to be a theater practitioner at a HBCU. There's so much we want to talk about next week. You cannot miss this. Cannot miss it. Thank you, Rhonda.
Thank you so much. When you come to be part of Black Theater Live, you are part of this. So let's go out and let's make theater thrive. So thank you so much, Toni. This is another phenomenal episode. Everyone, we'll see you next week on Sunday prime time with Let's Talk Theater.